I'm laughing because we were really spoiled by that win streak. It has been a long time since I've come in front of this camera and talked about a Lions loss. It has been a long time since I've felt this way after a Lions game. Just that feeling of this football team losing a game. It's been a while. And I did not miss this feeling whatsoever. I did not miss talking about a Lions loss. But nonetheless, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I want to start this video by just inviting you to take a deep breath with me. Because I know for a lot of people, this is doomsday. I especially if you go on Twitter right now, don't go on Twitter right now. I'm just trying to... A friendly piece of advice from Tony D. Don't go on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, don't go on it, because from the brief time that I spent on Twitter after this game, it's pretty bad. So just don't even go on there. But the point I'm making here is that, for a lot of Lions fans, it's doomsday. It's bad over on Twitter. So I just want to take a deep breath with you, because as I'll talk about throughout this video, me personally, it's not doomsday. I'm sure a lot of you, especially longtime viewers of mine, I've been making these post-game videos since 2017, and a lot of you will know, my longtime viewers will know, there have been a lot of times over the years where I was... What's the right word I'm looking for here? Livid. There were a lot of times I was livid after Lions loss. I'm sure a lot of you are expecting me to come in front of this camera, scream and yell, oh, I'm hitting the panic button, it's, all is bad, we suck now, we're not going to the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not, I'm telling you right now, that's not what I'm going to do. So... Again, as I'll talk about in this video, I'm actually surprisingly okay with losing this game. I'll talk about why in a second here, but again, I just want to start by inviting you to take a deep breath with me, because I truly believe right now, losing sucks, don't get me wrong, losing sucks, losing this game sucks, but we're going to be okay. The Detroit Lions are going to be okay. Well, let's take a deep breath together, ladies and gentlemen, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's talk about this one now. So, if you don't know what I'm looking at, by the way, I'm just staring at my iPad right here. I got my iPad right here and my game notes over here, in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. I'm not just looking off into the distance. Anyway, I'm all over the place right now. My apologies. So yeah, let's talk about this game. Why am I not freaking out after a loss? Why am I not, as a Lions fan, freaking out with losing this game? There are a lot of reasons why I'm surprisingly okay with losing this one. To be very specific with you, there are 5 reasons why I'm not freaking out and hitting the panic button after this game. 5 is a lot, so bear with me. Alright, reason number 1, we were not going to go this whole season with just one loss. As fun as the win streak was, as good as this football team still is, as I said to start the video, we were really, really spoiled with that win streak. The odds that we were going to go this whole season with just one loss were so low. As good as this team is, the chances that we were going to go this whole season with just one loss were so low. We were eventually going to lose at least a football game, okay? We were eventually going to lose again. So that's one reason why I'm okay, because I knew eventually we were going to lose. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, it's not like we just lost to, the 3-win New England Patriots, the 3-win New York Jets, or just any team below 500. Any team who's out of the playoffs, they're not playing for anything, and they just completely suck and they're done. You know, it's not like we just lost to that team. We lost to the Buffalo Bills, who, I mean, we knew coming into this game and we know coming out of this game, just like the Lions, they're a Super Bowl contender. I'll talk about this later on in the video. There's a reason why Josh Allen is favored to win the NFL MVP. You know, this Bills team is really, really good, just like we are. It's not like we just lost to some bummy team. We lost to the Bills. That's okay. Losing to the Bills is okay. Don't get me wrong. As I've said, losing sucks. Losing at home sucks. But the fact that we lost to the Bills, like, it's okay. I truly think it's okay to lose to the Buffalo Bills, you know? So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3, as I said on the broadcast tonight, we're still the 1 seed. Even though we just lost, even though the Eagles just won, we have the tiebreaker. We are still the number 1 seed in the NFC through 15 weeks. We're still the 1 seed, okay? If we, because of this loss and because of another Philadelphia win, if we dropped from 1 to 2, or even because Minnesota's right on our tails, like 1 to 5, then I'd be like, whoa, this is a costly loss. But we're still the 1 seed, ladies and gentlemen, okay? That's reason number 3. Reason number 4, I'm going to put it on your screen right now. Shout out to Lions Royalty. Even though I just said don't go on Twitter, Lions Royalty is a really good follow for Lions fans. But I want to show you this chart the Lions Royalty posted. Per the New York Times, it is the Lions 2024 playoff odds depending on every outcome in our final 4 games. Specifically, look at row number 4. We could have lost to Buffalo, and if we win our final 3 games, if we still win out, like, look at those odds. We're still good to win the number 1 seed. We're still good to win the NFC North. We didn't need this game. We didn't need to win out throughout the final 4 weeks of the season to absolutely clinch the 1 seed and the North. Like, we could have afforded a loss here throughout the final 4 weeks of the season, okay? And specifically, like I put on your screen right there in that chart, we lost to Buffalo, and we can still win the NFC, the 1 seed in the NFC, and we can still win the NFC North. You know, it's not like this completely drops the odds of us winning the 1st seed and winning the North. We're still okay. Like, the odds for us to get the 1 seed and win the North are still fantastic. They're still really, really good. So that's reason number 3. Reason number 4. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm already losing track because I have so many reasons why I'm not freaking out right now. That's reason number 4. Last but not least, reason number 5. You know, when a lot of teams lose, they just completely crumble. Like, they lose a game and they just start to completely fall apart. But as we've seen throughout the past, 3 years? Not this Lions team. Not a Dan Campbell-led football team. When this team loses, something just clicks in them, and they're just like, okay, enough screwing around. Like, we're going to bounce back. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this team is just built different. Like, something mentally clicks for them where when they lose a football game, they just... alright, like, we're done screwing around. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this team, throughout the past 3 seasons, when they lose, they almost always bounce back. So, I'm not expecting it to be different. Like, I'm expecting them to bounce back next week in Chicago. Now, if they don't, you know, we'll have a conversation about what's going on. But, throughout the past 3 seasons, like, Dan Campbell has this team built different mentally. You know, when they lose, they take that personally, and they almost always bounce back after a loss. So, you know, that's reason number 5. Like, this team, they're going to be okay. The 5 reasons I just explained to you, Those are the reasons why I'm not freaking out after this loss. I'm okay. As a Lions fan, I'm okay. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it goes without saying, as I've said already in this video, I'll say it again, it still sucks to lose. It sucks to lose this game. It sucks to lose at home. Losing's not fun. I don't enjoy coming in front of this camera and talking about a loss. I very much enjoyed the win streak and always coming in front of this camera and talking about wins. So, yeah, losing sucks, and this certainly isn't fun to talk about Lions loss. All three phases for this team today, offense, defense, special teams, I think they all kind of collectively take blame for this one. Let's begin with the defense. Yeah, the defense really wasn't good today. We don't need to go over the stats or anything like that. The defense wasn't good today, which I'm not mad at the defense. I'm not mad at Aaron Glenn because, as I've talked about earlier in the video, I said that we were going to talk about it again. Dude, there's a reason why Josh Allen is favored to win the MVP. How do I want to word this? It was hard for the Lions defense to stop him today. Yeah, newsflash. It's hard for anybody to stop Josh Allen. There's a reason why he's probably going to win MVP. He's really, really freaking good, man. This Bills offense, statistically ranked number 2 in the NFL behind us. Defensively, too. Last week was kind of an outlier for the Bills defense. That's still a really good defense. Like, the Bills are a really good team. And specifically on offense with Josh Allen, that's a really good offense. A lot of firepower. Josh Allen is really freaking good. Like, the fact that we couldn't stop him doesn't shock me. I'm not mad because nobody can stop him. The defense wasn't good today, but I'm not upset because, dude, it's Josh Allen. The Bills are really good. Now, if we do play this team again in New Orleans in February, then obviously we're going to need to do a lot better than what we did today. And playing this game and getting some film on Josh Allen and this Bills offense, it's really going to help us. But we'll worry about that if and when we get there. Still, I'll say it one more time. I'm not mad that the defense was awful today. Like, I'm not coming in front of this camera and, Aaron Glenn should be fired. What was Aaron Glenn doing today? Because I saw some of that on Twitter. Let me say this one more time. Just don't go on Twitter. Just don't go on Twitter because there are some crazy takes that I'm seeing. But still, I'm not coming in front of this camera and being like, oh yeah, Aaron Glenn needs to go. This loss is 100% on Aaron Glenn, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not going to do that because that's just not how I feel after this one. Yes, the defense sucked. Yes, they need to be better, and I am expecting them to be better. I'm very much expecting the defense to bounce back next week in Chicago. This defense has still been extremely good this season. We'll see with the injuries. It sucks so much because we were just getting healthy. Like, we got so many guys back today. DJ Reader, JP, Levi, like, we were starting to get healthier. And then just as we were starting to get healthier, boom, the injury bug strikes us again. Dorsey, that was really scary. Hopefully everything is all right with him. CD3, did he break his jaw? What happened? They ruled him out with a jaw injury. That's a big loss. Aleem McNeil got ruled out immediately with a knee injury. And he was obviously pretty frustrated on the sideline too when it happened. I'm recording this right after the game ended, so I haven't seen any updates yet. We'll see what, Dan and, any NFL insider says about, one injury or multiple injuries. But, the point I'm making here, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry, but I just want to make this crystal clear. The defense was bad today. They need to be better, and they will be better. They know they need to be better. They will be better. I'm not mad because it's Josh Allen. in a high-powered Bills offense. Like, it's not like we just had a rookie and a statistically bad offense carve us up today. It was Josh Allen, the Bills. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So the defense takes blame. That was a long explanation for me to just... That was a long explanation for the simple point that I was trying to make, that, the defense wasn't good today. Yeah, the defense takes blame in this one for sure. Even the offense, even though we scored 42 points in this one, I feel like the offense should take some blame because we had slow starts at both halves. First half, starting this game with a 3-and-out punt and then another punt on our first 2 drives. It's pretty costly. I thought that was pretty costly. And then to start the second half, too, to go 3-and-out punt on your first drive in the second half, and then the Amon-Ra St. Brown fumble, costly. Really, really costly. And then special teams, too. Very unlike Jake Bates to miss that, how long was the kick? 52? Yeah, 52 yards there towards the end of the first half. Offense, defense, special teams, I feel like all 3 phases take a little bit of blame for this loss. I don't just blame the defense. I feel like, yes, the defense takes some blame, but so should the offense. So should special teams to an extent, too. Okay, offensive and defensive players of the game. Offensively, there's actually a lot of guys who had big statistical games today that you could give your offensive player of the game to. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 100 total yards, 2 total touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic would be a good candidate for offensive player of the game. Sam Laporta, that's another one, 7 catches for 111 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you want to give Amon-Ra St. Brown your offensive player of the game today, I'm not going to argue that whatsoever. I mean, yes, he did have the costly fumble, but jeez. 14 catches for 193 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown, by the way, 3rd and 17, 66 yards. Jeez. He did have the costly fumble, but 14 for 193 and a 66-yard touchdown on 3rd and 17. Jeez, the Sun God was really, really good today. But I'm personally going to give my offensive player of the game today to Jared Goff, QB1, JG16. I mean, his numbers, oh my goodness. 494 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. It's pretty good. Even in a loss, that's still like, wow. That's really good. So I'll give JG16 my offensive player of the game. And then defensively, Brian Branch, he was our leading tackler today. He had a couple tackles for loss and a pass deflection, or a pass defended, a PD. Sure, I'll give Brian Branch my defensive player of the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, other than that, I don't have anything else to say about this loss for the Lions today. Yeah, like I've talked about, losing sucks, but it's not the end of the world for me. If I come in front of this camera next week and we're talking about a loss in Chicago, that might be a different story. Maybe I'll be coming in front of this camera and the mood will be a lot different. But, we'll worry about that if we need to. Hopefully not. I'm honestly, the Lions have given us a lot of trust in them. They've given us a lot to trust them over the past 3 seasons or so. It's not just blind trust, blind optimism, blind fandom to think that they're going to bounce back next week in Chicago. Like, this is still one of the best teams, if not the best team in football. It's okay to expect them to bounce back next week in Chicago, like I'm doing. So hopefully we're talking next week and talk about a bounce back win against the Bears. But yeah, this week is going to suck. I was so used to... this goes back to what I said about the win streak spoiling us. I was so used to just Oh, the weeks were so fun after a Lions win, but yeah, it's going to suck this week with the Lions loss. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of chatter. It's probably going to be really loud this week. Whatever. Just block out the noise, Lion fans. I truly believe it's going to be okay, and hopefully it will be okay as soon as next week in Chicago. So with that, that's all I got for you. Can I talk, Tony? That's all I got for you in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it as always. Until next week against the Bears, as always. Oh, this hits different after a loss. As always, go Lions, baby.